Purple frog is my favorite frog. Without this frog, my life would not be like the same like today. The discovery of this frog gave me tremendous enthusiasm as well as recognition too. Like most discoveries, the frog is a very accidental find. And apart from that, imagine a frog that lives deep underground for over more than 11 months in an year and comes out or above the soil only less than 2 weeks. So, chances of seeing such a special frog is also a rare occasion. So, it is an unbelievably beautiful frog.
Describe it for me. When you say it's unbelievably beautiful, what does it look like?
It is almost look like a ball. I can say that. Sometimes, ball is a very curious looking frog. Sometimes people interpret like locals is called like frog, turtle-like frogs. It's like a ball is moving very slowly with a small hind limbs and forelimbs, and nose is really very long. Croaking is almost like a very loud noise, coming deep under the soil. We can't see the animal first. First only we can listen the noise, and after that, several days we have to wait for continuous rain, and then above the ground you can see the animal is like moving very slowly. So that was one of the wonderful experience in my whole life.
How did you react when you saw it for the first time?
Yeah, I can say that it is something completely different from all other known animals in that region. Though that was the reason I was so excited, and finally ended in publishing that finding in Nature.
And I understand that this is known as a once-in-a-century find because the last time a new species was described was 100 years before that.
Yes.
So it must make you something of a hero in scientific circles.
I take it as a recognition for the amphibians of India, and I'm so glad that I have had an opportunity to make some contribution to creating a better understanding of these wonderful animals through my research.
Am I right in thinking that now you've unearthed over 90 species of frog?
Approximately 90, yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And this was at a time when people didn't really believe there were any new ones to find?
Yes, that is true.
And do you have to go into very remote places to try to find these frogs?
Yes, of course. Actually, I cannot even imagine a life without conducting the field expedition in the remote part of Indian jungle for searching frogs. I think that is one of my best time in my life, 4 or even 5 months every year, conducting expeditions and seeing frogs. That really give me a lot of enthusiasm and, after all, happiness.
And you must be living in fairly primitive conditions during those expeditions.
Sometimes 20 to 30 days without seeing anything other than sometimes wild elephants and maybe mainly snakes, because it's actually during the night time the frogs is usually active. That's a time is for snakes too. They're all coexisting and living together.
Have you been bitten a number of times by snakes yourself?
One time it's a viper. That must be my left thumb. Actually, now it is almost numb. It's actually not active.
You just take it in your stride, do you, being bitten by a poisonous snake?
I'm very very careful while I am walking in the forest, and so I think it is a part of the game. I think so.
And do you have a family?
Yes.
And what do they make? Do they come on the expedition? Do you have a wife, for example?
Yeah, they're not. Maybe it's not interested in any of my, crazy, job or expeditions like this.
Well, your wife's not interested in frogs?
No, not at all.
Oh, really? So
that is it.
What does she make of it when you go away for 5 months of the year to live in the jungle? Is she happy about that or not happy?
Sometimes it's not happy, but still it's actually, this is something I am really like more than anything in my life.
So she has to live with it because it's the most important thing to you?
Yeah, there is sometimes is a mixture of, feelings. Sometimes they, it's okay. They're not very, particularly not very happy to see the frogs all the time in my home. I'm not saying I'm not completely a madman, but I really like to stay more. It is good in a way. It's understanding the nature, understanding the life.
You prefer the animals to human beings?
Better than that, yes.
And is your ambition, in a way, to change the perception of frogs amongst India's wider population, to get them to understand and appreciate the wonderful species that they have in the country?
Yeah, it is so tough job. It's not like a simple job. You know that India as a country is mainly for large and charismatic animals like tiger, elephants. That's our concept of wildlife. The moment you start talking something about frogs, the normal concept or perception is something like tiny, small, slimy animals living in puddles. That is simply because of their ignorance. And of course, now the situation is slightly better than earlier. Now people ready to believe that frog is also the part of wonderful life.